Good morning, guys. Here we are with the newest update. Recently, we found out that school is going to continue to stay as a virtual learning environment for the remainder of the year. There will not be any points where we're going back to the Ames campus for your ninth grade year. So it looks like we're going to be doing everything using this format where it's going to be a lot of communication through email and assignments posted that are videos or me speaking, giving directions. So last week on Friday, I asked you to do an assignment where you had to make a prediction and you had to decide whether the organism was producing sexually or asexually. And there was a long list. But I wanted you to look at the little reading passage for each of them. So the assignment looked like this. It said on the top, it said living things use lots of different strategies for producing offspring. Most strategies fall neatly into the categories of either sexual or asexual. Asexual generates offsprings that are genetically identical to a single parent. That means there's nothing different. Sexual reproduction, it's two parents contribute to genetic information to produce unique offspring. Now, the word unique means that it's going to be different, it's going to be original, it's going to be new, and it doesn't look like the parent. Just like your characteristics, probably you do not look like your parents. You may look similar to your siblings. So your sister and your brother, you might have the same color hair or the same structure in your face or the same shape of your eyes, but you definitely look a little different. The only exception to that rule is identical twins. Identical twins have the same genetics, so they have the same DNA. They are actually from the same sperm, same egg, and they are identical. That is the only exception to that rule. However, there are also fraternal twins, which are two different. They share the same parents, the same birthday, but they are different. So the only exception to these unique offspring is the identical twin, which we're going to talk about when we talk about human reproduction. But for right now, we're talking about all organisms and how all organisms reproduce. So you were given this sheet on Friday where you had to make a prediction based on this little reading. And I wanted you to highlight the words that might look familiar. So like, for example, it says the queen bee mates. Mating is a word that, this isn't right. Mating is a word that would automatically go with sexual. Okay, it also says sperm. Sperm also means sexual. It says back to the hive, she uses sperm to fertilize some eggs while others are unfertilized. Now, I also found this on this website, which I've shared with you. It's pretty neat, so you could go in and do your own little test. So if I go and I click on to the honeybee, and there's a little excerpt. It says, the queen honeybee mates once to collect all the sperm she needs in her lifetime. Back at the hive, she uses the sperm to fertilize. That would be another word that would need to be highlighted because it goes with sexual. And unfertilized eggs become males. One chosen female will be raised as the new queen. So you're like, which one is it? Is it asexual? Nah. Is it both? Maybe, yes. Is it sexual? Yes. Because they say the words mating. Oh, I'm sorry. When it's both, that means that they cross out the sexual and the asexual on this virtual game. So the reason why I know that it is both, there's also the term, hold on, where does it say? Back at the hive, she uses sperm to fertilize eggs while leaving others unfertilized. Fertilized eggs become the females, the unfertilized. So now the fact that it's unfertilized, it's still, that means asexual. There is no fertilization. So it is both. Bees are really interesting. They go through this process called parthenogenesis, I believe it's called. I'm just going to look it up really quickly. Bees, let's see, hold on. Bees, reproduction, really, really an interesting organism. The life cycle. Wait, where is it? What? Let me look up the term that I am familiar with. Let's see. Whoops, I spelled it wrong. Parthenogenesis, that's what I want. Okay. So parthenogenesis is a type of asexual in which the egg develops without fertilization to form a new individual. That's insane. It takes place as a drone or only for male bees. So male bees are not fertilized. Look, and then female, these workers and the queen bee are fertilized. Extremely interesting organism to start off with. They go through both asexual and sexual. So asexual is the males, sexual is the females. Oops. Okay. Moving on to the seahorse. So I'll go back to the page that you guys have on your website. You exit and we take a look at the seahorse. And now the seahorse has this from last week that you should have read. The seahorse is unique among fish. It mates for life with the same partner, just like humans. Humans usually mate for life with the same partner. And it's the dad who gets pregnant. Whoa, that's really interesting. Dad getting pregnant. What'd you say? You knew that? Oh. A female deposits her eggs into the male pouch. So the male is the carrier. The male is what gets pregnant. So, okay, so that's going to be because of the fact that it is a male and a female, it is sexual reproduction. So you would put that in there. Super interesting organism. All right, so the next one is an amoeba. That's the one that we looked at with our microscopes. We looked at the amoeba. The amoebas live in ponds and wet soil. To reproduce, they copy. Ooh, copy. That should be a hint. That's a key word. Copy the DNA and then pinch apart. And then they pinch apart. So let's find it on this website, which was shared with you. I guess I'm going down in columns. And let's see, sexual, definitely not, because they're copying. So therefore, it's going to be considered asexual reproduction, the amoeba. Okay? And those are microscopic organisms. They're found in ponds. So you cannot see that. You cannot see them. Okay? The last one on this list is the grizzly bear. I have not seen these up in Vermont. They mate. Again, there's that word, mate, during early summer. The male deposits sperm into the female to fertilize the eggs, okay? So this is going to be considered sexual, definitely. Keywords, mate, sperm, fertilize eggs. Those are all the keywords that go with it. and they will make 1 or 4 cubs. Now, you know, we know a lot about bears. Probably you know a lot about bears because they're mammals and they do the same thing as humans. Amoebas are not. Seahorses are fish. Bees are insects. So we might not know as much about these other things that are not mammals. Here's another fish, a pink salmon. They live in the ocean. They reproduce in freshwater streams. I don't know if you've ever heard like salmon swim upstream. When mature, they migrate upstream to the place where they were born. The female digs 1 or more holes in the stream bed, and the male covers it with sperm, and then the salmon die soon after. Wow, that's a sad little story, isn't it? As she deposits her eggs, the male covers them and the salmon die soon after. All right, so after they reproduce, they just die.
That's sad.
That's sad. Okay, that is a form of sexual reproduction. Key words that go with it is male covers it with sperm, and female. So now you know you have two parents when you have a male and a female, and that's going to be considered sexual reproduction. I'm going to take a break to go over the rest of the organ.